Hey everyone, I want to show some miniatures I've been hoarding over the last couple months. Let's check them out. This devil guy, this mind flayer should be fun to paint eventually. These mushroom guys should also be fun to paint. This little guy, I don't know why I bought him, but he was cool. We're not going to be painting any of that today though. I'm going to be painting this gelatinous cube here. Obviously it's not gelatinous in real life, it's a piece of plastic, but you get the idea. And it comes with two pieces actually. This piece here is to indicate where your player character is supposed to go inside of it. It all comes together, and I'll show that later in the video, but I start off by using painter's tape to tape it off, but then I realize that's kind of a waste of time, and we can just freehand it because it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to be using a couple different paints. We're going to be using this blue on the actual cube and this pale gold for the skeletons, and I'm going to be using a brown later that I show in the video. Also some different brush heads here that I may use, but I don't think we'll be needing this, so let's just move that out of the way, as well as our little dinosaur friend in the back. Now, this is kind of a monumental moment for the channel, because this is my first time painting on this new glass palette that I have. It's not even a palette, it's just a piece of glass, but, you know, function over form, so, yeah, it doesn't look great already. I didn't know how many layers I would have to apply, but it started coming out really streaky immediately, and I kind of got scared that I would have to start painting something else, so I applied more, and it made it look worse. So that was cool. You know, usually with transparent miniatures, they always turn out pretty good for me, but I guess not today. As you could tell, it doesn't look great, but then I tried out different brushes. I have a couple different size brushes here. Let's see if that'll help with the streakiness. And yeah, it doesn't look that much better. If anything, it looks like it's just more uniform, but if you look at it close enough, you could still, yeah, you could see the streakiness right there. This is my first time painting in a bit. I'm a bit out of practice, but I don't really know what I would do different, even if I was practicing regularly. I think it looks better on some sides, looking at it on my desk now, but then other sides, not so much. But that's okay. I mean, when you're playing D&D, nobody's really going to pick up the miniatures and scrutinize the detail and say, I would have done this or I would have done that, because, you know, most of the time, it doesn't really matter. And here in the video, you can tell I'm having a hard time figuring out how to put it down without messing up the paint job. Yeah, like I said, some sides look better, some sides don't. I think it's just depending on how long it's been to drying. But let's get into the next piece. I need to put some poster putty on the bottom and use this dice box as a stand, because none of the miniature stands I have fit. We're going to be covering this whole thing in blue. I figured it would make sense to, rather than just go around the skeletons and then we'll just touch up after and use gold for the bones. And I am going to be using a brown eventually for the shield and like the hilts for the weapons, but you'll see that in a second. Right here, wow, look at that, rich espresso. And now we're going to be detailing the skeleton bones with some gold. You don't want to apply a ton when you're doing detailing like this, but again, who's going to be picking up your pieces saying, wow, this looks like crap? Nobody. And now, as you can see, I'm getting in there and painting the weapons. It's not perfect, but what are you gonna do? I haven't picked up a brush in a couple months, so I think for not picking up a brush in a while, it turned out pretty good. And we're also gonna be pulling out the Psycho, which is my thinnest brush, to apply some gold on the actual weapon blades, so they're like gold weapons. Here's how everything kind of puts together. You see it comes out the bottom. You see a unpainted miniature there. I take them out. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. That's about it for this miniature. It was pretty simple. I wanted to jump back in something a little easier going than something as small as my thumb. So thanks for watching.